Hello and welcome to another video from Career Codex, where I discuss everything to do with careers and finding success in the job market. My name's Simon Gray, and one of the questions I'm asked on a regular basis is if career change is really possible. Wherever you've got to in your career to date and whatever you propose to do next, consideration of whether you're on the right trajectory and what else you could be doing may have crossed your minds. And in my experience, what you believe is what you get. And in my executive job search coaching and through the methodology I've developed to empower people to navigate the job market successfully, psychology is always the key determinant of success or failure. The job market is the job market, and whatever your level, professional or industry sector, you're too small to influence it, and it has no personal knowledge of you, albeit when things don't go as planned, many take things very personally indeed. The only thing you can control is you, what you believe, how you think, and how you choose to act. And once you know what you want and put a plan in place to get it, there is a probability you will find and secure the position you want. But this may take time. When it comes to career change, this is extremely important. If you don't know where you're headed and don't believe a career change is possible, the chances of success are minimal. Even with the strategies and tools to approach potential employers without solid foundations in place, your message is unlikely to have the clarity to get through, and you may lack the determination and resilience to follow through. For the majority who want a result right now, this window of time is small, but the reality is that job search, particularly at the executive level, can take months, not weeks. And what stops people achieving the end result is the inability to keep taking action in the face of rejection. But rejection is a natural part of any job search process. It should be embraced, learnt from and utilised in future activity, but for many it stops them firmly in their tracks. So now please take a moment to consider what career change means to you. Given what I've said already, this is essentially a two-part question. Number one, do I really believe a career change is possible for me? And number two, what do I want to change career to, and can I clearly define it? If your answer to the first question is yes, and you know what you want to move to and have defined it clearly, this is a great starting point. Next is about identifying employers where your transferable skills to date and passion for your new career path intertwine. And my advice is to forget applying for jobs and instead to explore the hidden markets. The negative belief that career change is difficult or even not possible, in my opinion, primarily comes from reinforcement in the job market. Behind every position advertised on a job board is a recruiter or employer, and behind every position promoted by a recruitment company there is also an employer, and in both situations the employer pays a fee either to the job board or to engage the services of the recruitment firm. And this is often a sizable fee, and it will come as no surprise that the employer expects to find what they want. After all, they're paying for it. And at this stage of going out to job boards and to recruitment companies, they've already crafted a job specification, and this can make them rigid in their requirements. A phrase I hear a lot is that employers say they want someone to hit the ground running, and they want somebody to start in their organisation with the skills and experience to do the job from day one. Usually from the same sector and size of organisation. And if there were 10 key requirements on the job specification, they want at least 9 ticked to consider the candidate in the first place. And at this stage of any recruitment process, the opportunity, of course, is in the public domain. And this means, in addition to employers' inflexibility, competition is intense, which makes standing out even more difficult. So relying solely on recruiters is never really an option. They represent not only you, but also others. And in my opinion, there is nobody better to represent you than you. So if you're looking to change career, you have to get ahead of the market. And this means approaching employers ideally before they've made a decision to hire. Before they go out to job boards or recruitment companies, they are considering recruitment requirements internally. And recruitment is a headache for most employers. And the best time to hire is when the right candidate presents themselves and not when they're ready to go to market. And the conversations employers have internally before making their intentions known in the public domain define the hidden market. And here employers have not crystallised what they really want yet and are more flexible in whom they'll consider. Indeed, if you're early enough to the party, you have the opportunity to influence and inform the role specification, effectively building the position around you and what you have to offer. For career change, it's your approach that counts, and this not only has to be early, it needs to be different. And in the first instance, this approach should never be about you and your need for a job. If an employer is not currently hiring, this approach runs a risk of being shut down quickly. And to increase the probability of starting a conversation, which could lead to an opportunity, in the first instance, your approach should be all about them. Having taken the time to research your target organisation, approach the most senior decision maker with a message that speaks into their challenges or aspirations. Communicating in this way at an emotional level gives your message the best chance of resonating. Even if your initial approach doesn't generate a result, don't be discouraged and be prepared to follow up. Professional persistence pays off and exponentially increases the probability of a return on your efforts. A little while ago, I had the privilege to work with a senior executive in the USA who wanted to make the transition from the public sector, military government, to a small private sector organisation. Attempts to make this transition via executive job boards and executive search firms had failed. He was passed over because what he was communicating through his CV or resume didn't match the requirements of the role as prescribed by the employer. Through the Career Codex Executive Edge program, he clearly defined what he wanted and began to approach organisations in the hidden markets, organisations he'd researched and where he knew he could make a difference. Within 10 weeks, Jeff received 3 competitive executive job offers. He changed career and made his transition possible through challenging his own beliefs, getting clear on where he was headed, and then taking a different approach to uncover and, in his case, create an opportunity that didn't yet exist. So in summary, career change is more difficult, but is absolutely possible. An employer will naturally be risk averse in bringing someone into their organisation, particularly if they've already positioned their role in the public domain. Getting clear on what you want and approaching target employers in the hidden markets with a unique message empowers you to stand out and increases the probability of making the career transition you want. This takes time and persistence, but overall your success rests on your beliefs, the beliefs you bring to bear, which informs your thinking and the action you're prepared to take. So I hope you found this video thought-provoking and useful. If you'd like to discover more about how to take proactive control of your job search, please visit careercodex.com. And also feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a message there. My username is Simon Gray, Grayyaca. So that's it for today. Until next time, take care and I'll talk to you again soon.